Frenzy will come through with the collect, and now this is looking dangerous. He's going to get the flip reset.
Oh! B, 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 B! It's not really a pass. He gets the shittest hit of his life.
Flip reset, gets over ultras, double tap. That is world class.
He's going to leave it for Blitz. Blitz gets a nice little pump. Oh, brief flip from Lucky Luke. But because the Bandits did get through that winner's final, they will have that one game advantage we all know and love. No bracket reset, just a game. And last time these two teams played, well, it went all the way to 5 games. So you know that early advantage is huge as we are already on this pitch.
We are indeed, and it's going to be, for me, the game of Wreckrez to see how well he can step up under the pressure, because if we're looking at the lineup, CJM, Crazy, LCT, they're all that top layer, they're all that top, tier of players. It's Wreckrez that's going to be the one who's maybe a little bit out of his element in terms of the lineup that we have, but he's got good teammates in Zukoe and Ceeva, and Zukoe nearly getting it, but Ceeva gets the cleanup.
I think the big difference maker in looking at this Esper lineup that a lot of people might not have seen coming has been Zukoe thus far. Ceeva able to play that striker role on the back end as Wreckrez was able to get a couple bumps and demos himself. Good team play gives Esper that 1-goal lead.
And that's the thing that's going to be the difference maker, is those 1% plays, the where Zukoe, Ceeva, or Wreckrez are able to just put in that little bit of extra effort, manage to get an extra touch that the opposition wasn't expecting, and then the cleanup comes through. And that has been the case so far, especially with Zukoe. He's doing really, really well on setting up his team.
Zukoe, it's not just setting up his team, but also some of the strikes from Zukoe. Some of the mech plays have been absolutely phenomenal, and he's going to need to stay at that high level to compete with the likes of LCT, CJM, and Crazy, who we saw in that winner's final had a phenomenal game. So it's not as if, this is going to be an easy walk in the park for them. In fact, they did fall short before, and again, we have to go back to their matchup during the regular season, where it was the side of the Bandits going 3-0 over Esper. So the fact that Esper even has those 2 games on the Bandits shows improvement since then, but we know Esper has that ability to really lock this series down.
Exactly right. They do have the ability. It's just going to be whether they can keep the Bandits at bay, because their offensive pressure is so good. And we see a double commit coming through on the defensive line, and LCT comes through with the clean.
Yeah, watching this again, Wreckrez trying to recover, Ceeva accidentally getting in his own teammate's way. The defense a bit in shambles at the end right there, and you cannot afford those miscommits. Otherwise, a team with the speed and with the striking capabilities of the Bandits will be there to punish you. Kickoff now with the tie game. Ceeva looking to push forward, but didn't have the boost to keep it sustained, and Zukoe makes an awkward read. Wreckrez racing back for the goal, actually has time to recover it and gets it over the top of LCT. The delay working in favor of the Esper side, but only for so long. Shot on target from CJM will be saved by Zukoe.
We're seeing some awkward touches coming through where the ball is going straight back to the opposition. It's mainly from Esper going back to Bandits, but Wreckrez nearly doing really well there, but they're just not able to find their teammates just yet. We have seen a really good play from Zukoe, but besides that, Esper have looked a little lackluster as we see Ceeva taking control. He tries to go for a bit of a clear, only as far as LCT, who's going for a bump and actually gets a demo on the goal line, but unfortunately CJM could not get the angle.
Not this time at least, but maybe LCT will be able to make something through this corner. A last second touch just gives the ball right back to Zukoe. Everyone pushing forward again on this Bandit side, and that had been their weakness in that grand final. When they smell that blood in the water, when they go on attack, everyone goes on attack, and at times it leaves them vulnerable either over the top or just with quick speed down that center. It's something that you got to be wary of the Bandits right now, and unfortunately in that attack, it was Esper being a little bit too slow. However, I don't want to see more situations like that, otherwise the Bandits might get burned. LCT! What was that angle? Great save by Zukoe.
Beautiful play there, almost hit an absolute clapper of a shot, but it does get saved. So we're seeing Bandits really step up form. Even though they've had a bit of a break, they're able to maintain. Zukoe, the save from Zukoe.
Zukoe's defense has just been phenomenal since he's gone down into that loser's bracket. During the winner's bracket, he was all offense, all attack. But since it's been in the loser's bracket, he has been playing such phenomenal defense, so many clutch saves, and a lot of times they're positioned well as well. So just a good performance to see out of Zukoe. Wreckrez going for the solo play, has it intercepted by LCT, going for that double touch. No, it's a pass to CJM. Goes for a late flick. Instead, it's a pass to Crazy, and that will be a lead going to the Bandits.
Lead change for the first time in the series, but I do not predict that it will be the last. There will definitely be a lot of lead changes, but just a nice touch there by CJM to set up Crazy and a very nice cleanup. But as Joe Delver said in the chat, Zukoe is kind of cracked today. He's been playing very effectively on both sides of the field.
So has Ceeva, who I think still probably is the stronger player on this team and definitely the most consistent. It's just this high level of play from Zukoe. It's been so surprising, and rising to that level needed to get to this stage. Maybe he can do it again. Wreckrez a little bit too far forward in that situation. Does force Ceeva as that third member to make the save, and a double commit now. Wreckrez not giving Ceeva that space. You can see the panic, I think, in Wreckrez as he's almost gone full ball chaser mode.
He definitely has, and that's going to be a bit of an issue moving forward. If they can't get their comms clean, if they can't figure out their rotations, then it's going to be Bandits walking away with the game, because communication and rotations is the key to a good victory. As Ceeva gets past one, he does get another touch, but LCT gets the read, forces an early jump by Zukoe, and that's going to be a shot out of CJM, but Ceeva again with the clean save.
Saves aren't what the Esper side needs, though. They need golds. Crazy! Whew. I have never seen an approach like that. If he was able to smack that ball down, that would have been phenomenal. Either way, 13 seconds to go, and finally the ball is sailing towards a looked like an open net. CJM was underneath. Wreckrez puts the ball up but cannot chase it, does not have that boost. It forces an awkward attempt. Ceeva gets a three-man dunk, it looked like, but could not put it on target. The ball will drop, and the Bandits take game number one.
A good little bit of pressure building for Esper, but they couldn't capitalize. We see a very nice transition to defense by Bandits, and they were able to hold out after a little bit of sustained attack from Esper. So an interesting start to this match, considering that Esper did manage to get the first goal off a beautiful touch by Ceeva with Zukoe with the dish. But it's interesting because that was really their only opportunity. We did see a couple of shots coming out, but nothing really special.
Yeah, and I think the shot differential actually tells the story of that game. 10 shots coming from the Bandits compared to only 3 out of Esper. And this is the type of game that the Bandits like playing the most. They like to be on that attacking side, so much so that they will go for those tight attacking rotations. They will play purely on your half if allowed to. It sometimes leaves them open for those counterattacks. But if they play their style of game, you just are given it no breathing room. And unfortunately, Esper really struggled under that pressure. Now, they found success in games 3 and 4 in our winners final by finding those opportunities to break those rotations. Sometimes it was through bumps, sometimes it was through crazy individual plays by Zukoe. They need to find that magic again and quickly, because they are now 2 games down in this grand final.
Exactly right. The number will climb quickly, considering Bandits have a 1-game lead, so they need to make sure they're taking every opportunity, as you said. Get those bump plays, get those demos, get anything going to get the momentum your way. And unfortunately, Wreckrez not being able to catch that ball will take away a bit of the pressure they were mounting. But it is Ceeva who's managed to get the low 50, but almost got in by LCT.
Zukoe can go the distance. Ooh, that was very close for Zukoe right there. Ceeva will drop it to Wreckrez, passing it back to Ceeva, looking to throw the ball into the box. All the defenders are now there, and they have that space to pass it up to Crazy. These midfield passes, I should say, kind of became what was the Bandits special on their winners bracket run. Ceeva tries to lob it for the goal. CJM gets just enough of a touch. Wreckrez has the demo on LCT. The shot will come from Zukoe, but it's a bit too weak, and the defense will hold on.
There's a bit of momentum working there for Esper. They just couldn't catch the ball enough to put something dangerous on, and that's really a bit unfortunate, as the CJM just broke every single axle on the field just then. Can't even complain. Look at this fake challenge. Drops the ball under Zukoe. 50s it. Actually, no, it doesn't 50 it. Just fully passes Ceeva and gets the first.
I liked the commit of Zukoe on that pre-jump right there, especially with Ceeva behind him. Really, you would think with one player on the ground, one player in the sky, you would be able to stop that attack, yet CJM still able to find the go-ahead goal. just under 4 minutes remaining, and once more, it is the Bandits with the lead, and this is where they get the most comfortable. This is where they sometimes just sort of open those floodgates and really start attacking relentlessly, not giving any opportunities to Esper. As you can see, Esper trying to fight back, but the mid-pitch play is always so good. It opens up attacking opportunities. Ceeva, first one to get to that ball, he will drill it into the corner.
Ceeva did a good job there, especially considering he was left in a 2v1 situation. They're always quite difficult with Bandits, and they're still keeping up this pressure. And that's what's hard about going up against the Bandits team, is if you don't control the ball well, they're going to capitalize and they're going to keep this sustained attack. And we're seeing that right now. It's been a good 30 seconds of sustained attack just because they can't clear the ball properly.
Zukoe, though, might be able to make something happen here. Doesn't get around that ball for the double touch. They really needed that goal, I feel like, as LCT just making defenders miss as he drives up the pitch, setting up crazy. Ball a little bit too high will be caught by Zukoe, passing it to Wreckrez. Ball still in the air. Where's Ceeva? He's too far back. Priority taken. That pass should have connected, but LCT unable to follow through with the shot.
Bit unfortunate for LCT there. Could have been just a bit of a lag discrepancy, maybe not quite reading the ball, as he is playing internationally, so ping will be a factor for him, but it hasn't stopped him so far, especially with that beautiful clear. Ceeva, though, looking to take control of the ball, using a lot of boost to catch it. Won't have enough to put a shot on. Manages to get an extra touch, but only so far in LCT, and the likes of Bandits are going to look for the counterattack.
Crazy, going to bounce it off that backboard. Here comes LCT. He's going to try to throw a pass to CJM, who pushed a bit too far forward. Good read by Zukoe. Sorry, that was not Zukoe. That was Ceeva, who was able to turn that into some offensive pressure right now. Zukoe actually misses the ball, and that will open the door perhaps for Crazy to pass up to the team. The double commit in the skies. It's CJM with the shot. Zukoe gets the save.
Oh, that could have been dangerous. There was an offensive rotation there. That pass, beautiful by Wreckrez. Great vision to see where Zukoe was. You could see him lurking in the back corner there. Wreckrez going up. Zukoe getting the demo. Perfect execution from Esper, and they're back in this match.
Yeah, I mean, Zukoe has had that golden touch, and Wreckrez just getting the ball to him was enough needed for Esper to find that equalizer in what really does sort of feel like a must-win game for them. They lose this game, they are down match point already, and will have to reverse sweep, taking 4 in a row. I don't know if that's really possible with the way how the Bandits have been playing. So this game, so vital for the chances of Esper. They are now tied, 90 seconds remaining, and it's do or die situation.
It is very much a do or die situation. And to put into perspective what a mammoth task that would be to go a reverse sweep of 4 games is the fact that Bandits have dropped 3 matches only this entire final series. So out of the 3 matches that they've already played, they've dropped only 3 games. So it's a huge task if they were to lose this one.
2 of those did happen against Esper, who's just taken the lead as Ceeva makes a nice cheeky play through that corner. You can see right here, beats out the first defender, redirects the ball over the top of CJM, and that is a critical first step.
And that's just so much of a Ceeva play where he's able to control the ball in such a way to get that really dangerous second touch. And that's what we need to see more of. Having that control, that follow, where you're able to put it in a dangerous position. And there's another one. Oh, the pre-jump of a lifetime coming out for the Bandits. They keep themselves at bay for now, but the pressure is all Esper's.
The pressure was all Esper's until, again, Wreckrez doing what he tends to do, and that just falls all the way back. I've seen this a few times on attacking halves, but this time it might work out in his favor. It's Crazy, barely able to get into that goal in time, but with time also working against the Bandits, they need to score on this next opportunity. Zukoe bumps CJM off of that pass, and that could have been critical.
Could have been critical. It's those 1% plays that Zukoe's been doing all series long to keep his team in, and it's making so much of a difference when it comes to these plays. Wreckrez getting a beautiful dunk there, forcing out a touch, which will work in favor for Esper. Zukoe being Zukoe, getting a bump, putting some pressure on the back line, but luckily it's going to be the final couple of seconds. Unless something very, very drastic happens, it will be Esper walking away with the victory.
Yeah, as LCT does swing and he does miss, Esper goes ahead and takes one back to bring the series to a 2-1 scoreline. We're not seeing any clean sweeps in this grand final. Esper trying to make it interesting.
It's going to be a very, very interesting series. They do get one back, so technically they've played 2 games and it should be 1-1. But with that grand final upper win run of Bandits, they do get an extra game point, so it's actually 2-1. So Esper still not quite equal yet, but they do look to have a lot of momentum their way.
Well, it's like, how should I put this? You know, that winner's final was game one, essentially. It just happened to go for about 35 minutes. It was just a very long game, and the Bandits came out on top, and that got them that first win. Again, the second, Esper now fighting back. And something that I liked a lot more in that game was Esper were able to find more opportunities for themselves. This time, the shot lead actually was in favor of that orange side. Esper, they got 10 shots on target compared to the 8 from the Bandits. But more importantly than the 8 from the Bandits was the fact that they got more than 5. That means that the Bandits were forced to play defense, and we've seen this. On defense, the Bandits, they sometimes double commit. Their defensive positioning isn't always the best. They're vulnerable for some of these tight passes in that box. That was kind of the go-to for both Zukoe and Ceeva on each of their goals. Granted, Ceeva passed it to himself, but if you can get up against that wall, if you can get off of that backboard, sometimes that defense from the Bandits will overcommit, and you will create opportunities for yourself.
Exactly. It's almost like you keep the possession away from Bandits, you will score. It's pretty simple in that aspect. If they're able to control it well, keep the ball away from the presence of Bandits, you'll walk away with a good scoring opportunity. And we're seeing here, they are trying to manage for those first and second touches, but Bandits are coming through swinging, and LCT is actually the one to claim the goal.
Oh, that was not okay. Dunks it past one, dunks it past the second, gets it past the third. Okay, they're not official dunks, but it was still, all 3 defenders got a wheel on that ball, and every single time LCT was there to shut them down. Fantastic individual effort from the star player of the Bandits.
And they're not stopping yet. They're putting heaps of pressure on. CJM linking up quite well. There's a lot of bump play coming through on the goal line as well, which is making it very awkward for the Esper side. Wreckrez with 0 boost, trying to do as much as possible. Does get a 50 win, but it's going to work in favor of Bandits. The ball moving straight to the orange side. Ceeva's already up, tries to get a touch, but it's going to be LCT to keep the ball moving forward. Gets the double, but goes straight across the face of goal.
I still can't get over that last goal from LCT. That thing was absolutely a thing of beauty. That might be my favorite goal of the tournament thus far, considering the circumstance of this Winners Grand Final, and considering how the Bandits have turned that into constant offensive pressure just off of the momentum from it alone. Now, Zukoe's leading the charge. He can't get it past the second defender. He is not LCT in this one. LCT gets the dunk. Wreckrez does just enough to stop the attack. Or does he? CJM doesn't get the next touch. LCT does. 2-0 in favor of the Bandits.
That is so difficult to play. Wreckrez not getting a touch that he wants. CJM following it up straight away. Should have been a goal straight there. And that's where every member of Esper committed to that first save. Having that kind of angle working for you and then getting the second is so favorable for you. So Bandits just really stepping up after dropping one map.
That they are. LCT nearly getting another crazy solo go. This time the defense is there to stop it. Still plenty of time for Esper to find openings for themselves, but throughout our first 90 seconds, if you just take a look at that shot clock, only 1 from Ceeva, and that is it. Out of the Esper side, another shot's on target. Top crossbar makes the save, or does it? The follow-through's not there. CGM has a chance, not gonna find its mark, and LCT throws the ball in the corner to stop the counterattack.
And the Bandits are able to keep up the pressure. The way they're rotating right now, even if they don't have enough boost, they're buying time so their teammates can come through with the aggressive plays. And Crazy doing a lot of work there to then force the ball in again towards the goal line. So Bandits just doing an amazing job offensively.
2 bumps and keeps the offensive pressure going with that mid-pitch play. Unfortunately, for the side of the Bandits, eventually the offense does break, but only momentarily. It's solo shot after solo shot from Team Esper, and it is not working for them. Beautiful pass back to LCT, who will again play the backward, somehow gets the second touch. I thought that was a pass. Either way, 3-0 now in favor of the Bandits.
What is going on with LCT? Maybe I need to move to Asia just to be able to get these kinds of reads, because he's doing an amazing job right now, single-handedly popping off with 3 goals in this match, and we're not even past the halfway mark yet.
LCT putting his stamp on this grand final right now. We said at the start, he is one of the best mech players in this tournament, and we are learning why. Crazy tries to go for a solo play himself, but instead it gets delivered to CJM, and I think it's getting pretty safe to say that this game number, well, I suppose it's 3/4, I don't know what you want to call it, is looking very in favor of the Bandits.
100%. The way the Bandits are playing, they're being passive when they need to be passive. They're being aggressive when they need to be aggressive. They're not taking a turn out of spot. They're almost playing seamlessly, and that's exactly what you want in the grand final. You want to play as best as possible. They're linking up so well as well. Even that pass there by Crazy onto CJM, very difficult, but it's perfect. You can't fault them.
So if Twitch chat is to be believed, one crisp Rocket League, thank you very much. LCT's Discord status is currently in a slump. I think that slump might be getting broken in this series and possibly this game alone. We've already seen him outplay 3 defenders in that 3v1 before. We've seen crazy double touches. We've seen insane strikes. LCT can do no wrong. Does this ball somehow roll in? Not quite. Wreckrez is there, but every time he touches that ball, you have that feeling something magical is about to happen.
Oh, 100%. The way he's been playing all season long, especially in the league play, has been fantastic. He's lifted this team when they've needed to be lifted, and the communication, despite the fact of obviously that language barrier, has worked so well for their team. And again, the offensive play.
How is this team still has that audacity to put LFT next to their names? They play so well. They play like a veteran team that has been together for months, if not years. This Bandit side is working like that well-oiled machine, and unfortunately, Esper, yes, they can go at the ball one at a time, and yes, they have those great individual mechanics. Zukoe and Ceeva, they have that synergy as well, but we haven't seen them play as a 3-man consistently yet, and right now, that feels like the big difference between the Bandits and Esper B.
It definitely does. It seems like Esper at the moment is missing a link in a sense where they are doing a lot of things right, but then they're just not being able to convert. It's like they're one step away from doing all the right things. But there we go. Wreckrez in the right spot at the right time after a lot of pressure being mounted by Zukoe. Getting a boost grab, getting a bump, getting a demo is working in their favor.
And that was a goal, I think, needed for morale, if not much else. Granted, 49 seconds, 4 goals. I've seen crazy things from Realize before, but I don't think I'm going to be seeing it out of Esper in this one. You never know, though. Zukoe pushing it down that side of the pitch. Gets the demo as well. Could open the door for Ceeva. No, he doesn't get the pass back he was looking for. A bit unfortunate. Wreckrez is going to try and force something to happen, but the defense has recovered.
The defense has recovered. That backwards touch bought time for Bandits to come through, and we even see a little bit of a double commit with Wreckrez and Ceeva, as obviously they're scrambling to try and put shots on. They have got at 18 seconds remaining, and they're 4 goals down. This is not a favorable position to be in.
No, it is not. 12 seconds to go. This one is done, and it will be the Bandits going to tournament point. $500 point as soon as that ball hits the ground one last time. LCT and co. Well, the ball's not going to touch the ground. Sorry, I lied. Wreckrez is going to get 1 more goal, but the situation does not change. It is all Bandits right now. They've just got to do it one last time.
That's it. So a mountain of a task for Esper to come back into this series. They need to, at this point, treat it like a best-of-5 reverse sweep. They need to win every single match. 3 matches in a row against what is a very, very strong side in Bandits. You see LCT there, 761 points, 4 goals from 6 shots, a crazy good shooting average there. And honestly, the man can do no wrong at this point.
It really feels that to be the case, and with how strong this side is playing, and I am getting so worried for this Esper side. They've got to win 3 in a row now, the equivalent of a usual reverse sweep, although they did get 1 on the Bandits already. I think a big component for this, though, was how well the Bandits did in actually shutting down the individual players from Ceeva and Zukoe. The 2 of them were actually relatively quiet during a majority of that last game, and unless both of them can wake up, Wreckrez can't do it on his own. He's going to need his teammates, his more expensive teammates, might I add, to put his team back on his back. Like, look, I still have the baseball bat here, all right? I still have the Zukoe bat. That's what this is right now. It wants to keep smashing. Well, it's got one last chance to do it.
He does, and he has been lifting for his team, but like I was saying previously, there's a missing link. There just seems to be either a breakdown in communication or just, lack of confidence at the moment in their style, where they're not trusting where the ball should be and they're playing a bit hesitant, and that's really costing them at the moment. We even see just there, Wreckrez at the beginning had the ball directly in front of him and he's turned away from it a little bit shy, and that's where it's just been a misplay.
Yeah, it's a disastrous misplay as well when you are feeling that pressure of possibly losing a grand final to give up a kickoff goal immediately on the back foot, exactly where the Bandits feel the most comfortable, when they can attack, when they can unleash themselves without that threat of throwing away the game perhaps. This is a dicey situation already for Esper.
It is very, very not the situation you want to start in if your hopes of going for... Oh my god, what just happened? I was just about to say that they need to get everything right, and CJM's come through with a brilliant touch to get the second.
Just put more fuel to that fire. That second touch able to kind of squeak all the way down against an over-committing Esper side. More punishment for the team already down. 2 goals. 2 goals, an entire game to do it. Make it 3 perhaps. LCT nearly gets that demo in time.
LCT doing a fantastic job, but while there's a bit of a lull in the gameplay, just a reminder, hashtag ODL Finals in the chat right now if you want to win 500 credits. This will be drawn at the conclusion of this match, and if they keep scoring goals, it might be a little bit of a longer match, but Bandits now have 3.
Bandits have 3, and I don't think they're going to be letting up anytime soon. LCT just able to drive that past to CJM, and this has kind of been the story of this series thus far. Goal after goal after goal. The faster team, the more mechanical team, the more cohesive team, the more bump demo happy team has been the Bandits, and they are marching their way with authority to a 4-1 grand final victory.
They are definitely doing it with a massive authority. They just have all the confidence. It's oozing out on the field in their challenges. You can see the way they're playing. They have no faith in the way that Esper are playing at the moment. They're playing so confidently that they're almost playing just with themselves in freestyle. It's very, very commanding. And this is where Esper really need to rise. And a beautiful save there after getting bumped by Zukoe. He's going to lift for his team as much as possible because they can still get back in this match.
They have ways perhaps to fight back in. The Zukoe going to try and pass it across the middle. CJM doesn't get the dunk needed, but LCT does. Ceeva throws the ball up in the air, up off the backboard. Wreckrez is there to throw it back to Ceeva, but perhaps it did a little bit too hard. Everyone racing towards that corner, which takes a very powerful bounce. Zukoe, not sure we're playing in boomer mode right now, goes for an individual play, but doesn't have the boost to maintain it.
Yeah, a bit of a difficult read there for Zukoe. Had to try and get there as fast as possible, but then kind of overshot the read, and that left him in an awkward position. That's allowed Bandits to come through and again set up for a brilliant passing play for their 4th.
4 goals in just over 2 minutes. This time it's Crazy who gets the goal off of, again, a pass from LCT, who's able to play it through that corner. I just don't know if it's within Esper to bring it back right now. Again, I'm going to go back to it, and I promise this is going to be the last time I bring it up. Realize 5 goals, 1 minute, 6 seconds. Exactly. Crazy things have happened before, but this isn't realized. This has to be Zukoe, Ceeva, and Wreckrez stepping up. Maybe they can do it. They even have a bit more time than that minute 6, but it's not looking good.
It unfortunately is not. It just seems like at the moment Bandits have all the confidence going their way, and the hesitation coming through from the side of Esper is almost hindering their opportunities. And you can see, especially in their defense, they're just not comfortable at all.
No, that I think is the best way to put it. The defense just has been feeling lackluster, unfortunately. Although, when attacking, Esper does look a bit more confident, but again, pushing everyone down the field, they're risking so much with each of these attacks, and as a result, it has been easier and easier, it feels like, for the Bandits to get goals, although an open net, yet no one is there from Esper to punish. 2 minutes to go until the Bandits are possibly crowned champions.
And we have the possession going in the way of Bandits once again. LCT just taking the ball away from them, not even worrying about whether the ball is going to go in the net. It's literally just a possession game at this point. How long can they hold the ball? And the angle from LCT! It doesn't matter that they're 4 goals up. He's still going to hit clips.
The LCT slump is done. I don't care if he still feels like he's in a slump. When he is putting on shots like this, nah, fam. It is over and done with another fantastic goal from LCT. Just under 2 minutes remaining. A 5-goal cushion. The Bandits, they've got to be feeling so good right now. They're just 90 seconds away from being $500 richer.
I mean, they look so confident in the league play stages of this tournament. They came out the victors in the bracket part of the series in the finals. Oh my god, I can't even get a point out. Crazy's just gonna keep scoring.
Here's a point that I think we're getting closer to. Viva la Brazil in a grand final, 6-0 up in this game number 5. I believe that it would be the correct way to call it right now. And just need, one goal from Esper somehow if they can find a way, and only one more from the likes of the Bandits, which seems pretty easy at the rate we're going. Zukoe's still going to put one on target, or at least he will get it over to Wreckrez, and somehow he can't quite find a way to put it in. Here comes the counterattack. LCT going for a musty, it looked like. Wasn't able to get full contact with that ball. Now we see that counterattack again coming from Wreckrez with only 1 minute to go until the Bandits will be our champions.
Bandits, in a convincing fashion, have played very, very well. The way they've been able to connect as a team has been something to strive for as an org. They're doing so well with how they're linking up, and credit to LCT, who apparently is in a slump. He's absolutely popped off in this series and really carried his team forward, but there he is going again. He's got 30 seconds to wait, and he's still trying to score more goals.
I would love to see more of LCT as well in the future, similar to the likes of Realize, and just play inter-region. CJ, was that a triple touch? That looked close to a triple touch like there. Let's count this together. All right, 1, 2, 3. There it is, the triple from CJM.
Well, there's no words. There's no words that I can put together to summarize what is happening right now. Bandits just... confidence is the key. They're playing well. Obviously, the way Esper are feeling at the moment, they might be a little bit tilted about how the situation's been handling, but credit to them. They've played really well. Zukoe especially doing a fantastic job. Ceeva coming through as well. Wreckrez stepping up where need be. It just seemed to be not their night tonight, and it's going to be a 7-1 Brazil. Called it. Caster Curse 7-1 Brazil for the grand final.
You know what? I kind of had a feeling it was coming, that Ceeva able to jump over the top of LCT, who was starting to do backflips, it looked like. I'm not sure the defense was fully committed on that one. It's celebration time for the likes of Crazy, LCT, and CJM, as this Bandit squad only dropped 1 game throughout the entirety of the tournament. Pure domination from start to finish. No team came close. The closest was Esper in that winner's final. We saw what happened when they got that rematch. All Bandits, all the time. The team in blue, the team named B from Division B. It is BBB, who are now $500 richer.
I was wondering if that was going to come out. Classic formal casting where it's like beep, 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 beep. Oh, man, such good times. But it is definitely Bandit state. Like I was trying to say before, they won league play. They came out undefeated in the upper bracket. They only dropped 3 matches in that entirety up until the grand final. And then they only dropped 1 in the final series as well. So an absolutely dominating series from them. And honestly, very, very well deserved.
A very deserved victory from top to bottom from the Bandits. I mean, they did amazingly, but, I'm kind of with you as well. Zukoe, I was expecting a step-up performance from him, and even though his team did lose in that grand final, I do feel he delivered. This is now going to be the Zukoe bat for future tournaments, I feel like. I think he has earned that. Unfortunately, with that loss, you got to kind of pack that one away. It's gone for now. A big thank you, though, real quick from myself to the chat, because we're about to hand over to Guru, who's going to do that last giveaway, !ODL. Guru, are you ready to sort of, drop some final words on us all?
Some final words. Well, not quite yet. Let's jump some. Oh, as our faces go all a bit messed up, let's say hello to CJM, Crazy, and LCT, your Division 1 ODL Season 1 champions. How does it feel, fellas?
Feels freaking good, dude. Feels great.
So, LCT, I just want to throw a question at you real quick. It came to my attention that your Discord says that you're currently in a slump right now. And then you put on that performance in the grand final, those last couple games. Do you still feel like you're in a slump? Is that what slump LCT looks like, or can we kind of put that monkey off your back?
No. I'm just lucky today, Like, from the kickoff, I was in a slump. Until today, I don't know what happened. I just popped. It was just lucky, honestly. This never happens.
I'm not sure I believe that was luck. I don't know. You can only get so many sort of like triple dunk goals and blame it on Lunk in one series. That was an absolutely phenomenal performance.
Thank you.
One thing that I kind of want to ask, obviously, you've had the kickoff running in between, also Grand Slam coming through for OCE as well, meant that you had to play with other people. How did you manage to get such cohesion, despite the fact that you had to play with so many other people in the coming weeks?
Honestly, think it was given, to be honest.
Yeah, we didn't really scrim that much when I had the kickoff too. It was like our first time playing in, I think, 2 weeks. Is that right, boys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but then follow-up question though, because if this is what, hardly any scrims look like, you still came to these games probably looking like the most well-organized team. Like your synergy was on that next level. But then I look next to CJM and I look next to Crazy and I see LFT. Are you guys seriously still going to be looking for teams after this, or could this be a new lineup moving forwards?
It's up to CJM, really. But,
Yeah, I don't know.
Thing is, I'm not OCE, so I don't think I can play in major tournaments. I don't know about that.
Just got to pull a Realize and find a way to move down here, perhaps.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Anyways, one last congratulations, though, to the three of you. It was an absolutely phenomenal performance throughout the entire season, only dropping one game. I have to ask, if you could take that one game back, would you? Just to, for complete perfection?
Oh, definitely.
Fair enough.
Like you got to hear it, right? You got to hear it. It's all about winning as much as you can. Well, anyways, thank the three of you. Congratulations.